For latest updates and short audio clips, follow us on Instagram, Reading the Author.
Hey guys, welcome back to the podcast Reading the Author, a unique show where we read authors' mind and not their book. Meanwhile, I truly believe and pray that you and your families are completely safe and healthy as well. Guys, today we are completing our 100th episode, and today we have Sonal Srivastava ma'am with us, the author of Winning Your Demons and the Yodha of Our Times. Today's episode is a very special episode because Sonal ma'am is here to promote her upcoming book which is yet to be released, and it's happening exclusively on the Reading the Author podcast. Thank you so much ma'am for coming on our show and giving us this opportunity. It is our honor to host you today.
Definitely. It's always amazing interacting with you, Gaurav.
Thank you so much ma'am. Basically, you are making our podcast quite precious because there's the first time anyone is coming to promote her book which is not yet released. So it is quite interesting, and it is quite going one step ahead of the marketing what other authors are doing. So I wish you all the best for this ma'am, but thank you so much for choosing us once again.
Thank you.
Okay. So ma'am, before we get into the podcast and know much more about your upcoming book, I would request you to please introduce yourself so that our new listeners can know a bit about you.
Absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Sonal Srivastava. I have previously published two of my books, as Gaurav has introduced, the Winning Your Demons and the Yodha of Our Times. And currently, I am planning to launch my new book, The Real Reason Why. And as an inspirational writer, I truly hope to inspire love through this book and the concept of soulmates. So I hope you find and align with the story that I have to tell and find what you're looking for. So yeah, that's about me.
Okay. Ma'am, as you have just shared the title of your new book, The Real Reason Why. So it's the title itself is quite interesting, which is inclining the youth. Basically, it's seems to be some sort of love story or something like that. So can you share some insights, what a reader can expect from this book?
Absolutely. In fact, this is a love story. And a love story and the journey of two soulmates, how they've come about different situations and difficulties in their life, and how things become when they meet, how they start seeing the world differently, how they start understanding why things happen. And this, I feel like, whether you found your soulmate or not, I feel like a lot of people can align with a lot of situations that we face emotionally in terms of relationship. And when I say relationship, it just does not pertain to a love relationship with your boyfriend or a girlfriend. It could be anything with your friends, family, mentors, teachers, right? So this is what I inspired to cover and help people also see what I saw through the tale that I am writing, and more about a broader idea on how soulmates are, why they meet, what is the point, and what do they do when they meet, how do they impact your life. And I really hope that you find your answers through this book.
Definitely, ma'am. It seems to be really interesting. Basically, it's what I personally feel, it's a mass appealing book. But ma'am, talking about your other books, the Yodha of Our Times, it consisted of around, I guess, 5 inspirational stories of Yodhas. And Winning Your Demons was also a poetry book. So basically, it's your first novel, right? And why you have chosen this topic? Basically, what's your what influenced you to write on this topic? Any personal stories or something like that?
Definitely. In fact, I found my inspiration through a friend, and it was when I was getting a drop by her in a car. It was raining in Pune, and I had to get back home. And that is when, I was definitely discussing about different forms of inspiration, and obviously, being an inspirational writer, I always urge my readers and anyone around me to go ahead and chase their passion, to get their dreams, and keep materializing it, right? So when it comes to relationships, I've always heard about infidelities and lack of trust that way. And this is where I was surprised when I was talking to my friend, and she totally told me that, this is just your problem. This is a borrowed apprehension that everyone just has. And the story does not really imply with just everyone. So if you're looking for love, you should look for it within yourself first. If there are loyalty and trust issues, that is because you have it within yourself first. And this is where she started telling me about soulmates. And I really learned, because she had a very mature way of telling me how things are, and we just keep on getting into that negative emotion and keep spreading that around, and we're just confirming the belief that yes, something like that will just happen, right? Whereas this is just a borrowed apprehension, and this is where soulmates come in. And this is where how they change your perception and the way you look at life. The fears that you have regarding your emotions, confidence and belief, this is what they challenge. And this is what my book talks about, when these two soulmates, they come together. So yes,
definitely, ma'am. In fact, ma'am, what I feel that nowadays being in a relationship is only limited to being boyfriend and girlfriend and all those things. And when the breakup part happens, 90% of the people, what I feel, they just go in their self doubts. Okay, there must be some sort of issue in me, and that's why it's happening. Rather than just looking it in a very mature way. Okay, it's all about the compatibility, what I feel. So that is definitely going to tell the reason of people, like why it happens, and that's going to really help a lot, what I feel. So basically,
Definitely.
like ma'am, what sort of audience are you targeting? Like what is your vision regarding this book?
I hope to redefine the concept of love here, and I believe it always begins with us, which helps us build a healthy relationship with others, not just our lovers. Or like when I say that, I mean your boyfriend or your girlfriend. It is only easy to see the concept of love and romantic relationships within the confines of physical attraction and intimacy. And I totally respect that anyone and everyone could have their own take on this, with so many experiences only unheard. But I do believe that a strong basis of a relationship would be love, because the car would not run without a fuel, right? And yeah, so this is where I hope to inspire people to identify those emotions more than just lust and things that they have just assumptions that could actually fracture the basis of a relationship. And this is what I hope to help people with, and I hope they understand the real reason why.
True, I mean, in fact, getting into a relationship is not only thing about intimacy or being physical or whatever you have said related to lust and all. But I can see, from my perspective, like many people are just into this because of this only. In fact, there's a new trend have been there of casual relationships. Okay. So these are the things which need to be improved, and I definitely hope ki this book change the perspective of people, so that they can find their soulmates, and they can think beyond the intimacy and everything. So ma'am,
Absolutely.
as you have shared, ma'am, that one of your friend, and I'm assuming 100% that it's a story of your friend, not yours, right? So
Well, that you it's a fictional story, very honestly. But most of it is central to real life instances that inspired me to write. So, yeah, that is what I will leave it at. To know more, you will only have to read the book.
Yeah. Basically,
But yes.
if you are a follower of Zakir Khan, the comedian, and he used to
Yes.
just portray the stories by telling, okay, it's a story of my friend, and just portray all of his stories. So I'm assuming there is nothing like that. So having said that, ma'am, like you have shared ki your friend have shared his views and everything that influenced you to write on this topic, but having only influenced by something and writing something are completely two different sides. Like you have to do research, you have to think a lot of about it, the timelines, the everything, how will you script it, how will you narrate, how will the readers will relate to it, everything will happen. So how much did you researched about it? Like I definitely feel that you're not someone who is just influencer and wrote something because back to back you are releasing your book in 2020, 2021, 2022 is there also, you are releasing a book. So you're not someone who just go with the flow, you must have researched something. So can you share about that?
Yeah, definitely. And it did take a lot of research for me, more for my own curiosity. But the concept of soulmate has been much talked about, where some people see it in spiritual light, while others see it in as a fairy tale beginning to their romance. The truth
style
is that everyone Exactly. And the truth is that everyone is in some way or the other looking for their soulmates. And it is said that if you find your soulmate, you should feel lucky because they really help you grow. From all the research that I've done and learned, I could see most of what I had read happen in real life that way. And I was amazed and inspired to then write this book accordingly. So yeah, it did take me a long time to understand what exactly a soulmate relationship is and how different it is from, the real life stories. And my book does cover casual relationships and how things are trending now, flings and everything, and then how it is definitely different from a soulmate relationship. So yes.
Okay. Can you share which was the most hardest scene to write, and why, which what was completely brainstorming and something like that?
For sure. Hardest scenes while writing were about fantasies, intimacies, and the guy's perception of the female lead character, being a female author that way, and what made the lead character exactly fall in love with her. How he began seeing things when he realized that his soulmate relationship is with this girl. So yeah, it was actually a hard scene to write, but definitely was fun and worth it.
Okay, ma'am. And ma'am, I want ask to share about the whole script and everything, because people have to go and read the book before after its launch. But still, if there's any character which you relate to most or something like that.
Character that I relate to the most. I actually, as I've said, that the story is really, based on real life instances. And there was just not like one person that way,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of people around me that kind of inspired me to write about it, because relationships are very diverse today. And if you look at it, everyone has their own way of seeing things. And I'd say that I took elements from most of the relationships and how I like perceived people looking at things when it comes to love. And I took elements from there, besides just my own experiences for sure. And that is how I'd say that I am sure I relate to a lot of people in that way.
What people say, ma'am, is the people who write these love stories and they talk about the soulmate and write about the soulmates are very hard to date in real life.
Oh my God.
Because they have a certain
Well,
perspective, they have such some ideal things in their mind. Okay, this is not the right, and I'm hoping for the best for you, definitely.
okay. Best for me or best for my soulmate?
Best from
Well,
you.
I'm
So
just
I'm
kidding.
wishing him all the best. Okay, you are you have to be perfect, my boy. You just can't be a normal guy. Yeah. No, ma'am, like
For sure.
as you have shared about the hardest scene to write, like there must be something which was very easy going, like the most fun. Okay, you woke up early morning. Okay, अच्छा आज तो ये लिखना है. It is going to be fun. Any sort of scene like that in the book, like any thing which people will find light-hearted, or it is only about the soulmate and everything on.
Well, no, definitely. Since this is a love story and that too about soulmates, you'll find a lot of emotions, a lot of experiences of every kind in my story. And the most fun thing to write about was actually about soulmates, how they meet, who they are, what their purpose is. Most importantly, how the characters identified themselves as soulmates. Everyone has a purpose in their life. And when you meet your soulmates, they help you recognize and achieve it. That is what most people say. And I love writing inspiration. This is where, this is why I found this the most fun to write, because when soulmates were, obviously, when they are inspiring each other to achieve their goals, that is one of the most powerful thing that can happen in a relationship. As for me, I'm sure everyone has their own take on it. But yes, that was really fun writing.
So how long did it take to write this book, ma'am?
It took me around 1 month to develop the storyline, but it has been 3 months that I have been writing this book. So yeah, soon I hope to release it.
Okay, so like as of now, during the writing time, do you following any particular schedule, or it's like random? कि कभी कोई thought आया तो just you just jot it down in your phone, in your diary, and after that you just describe it, or it's a complete slot. Okay, every day I have to write this much. How does it goes with you?
Okay. I don't really believe in I do definitely strategize my day that way, and dedicate a few hours to write what I want to, and it's my passion. So I do believe that when it comes to writing, not every time you sit at the desk, you'll be able to write. You face writer's block certain times, and those 3 hours can only have you write maybe just one line, and that is not it, because whatever emotions you're experiencing, whatever thoughts and perceptions you have, you want to put it the best way across. And for me, when it came to writing this, and even now, I feel like whenever I have thoughts, I'd always write it down. wherever I can, and then implement it and see how it goes with my story. Because um, definitely strategizing my day is a good idea, but certain times you are at a certain place or in a certain conversation that is very, I mean, things always add value to your perception, and you cannot just eliminate that. That really adds the sense to your story, if I can say that.
Okay. So, ma'am, like how, as you have shared, the title is the real reason why, right? So how did you just come up with this catchy title, what I feel? Because if you could have chosen soulmates as well, it will be quite relatable, what I feel. But the real reason
For
why
sure.
is a sort of quite appealing. Okay, it is appealing to the audience. Okay, just read me, you will find the real reason why. So definitely it's what I can say, a sort of a marketing strategy of the title or something like that, because soulmates can be varied into many things, or you could have chosen something else as well. But the real reason why is definitely like appealing. Okay, if you can share the PDF, I can read it today only. So please share like how you come up with this title.
For sure. Well, you'll have to really wait for the book to release. I'm sorry, Gaurav. But how did I come up with the title? And it is the real reason why, actually, that soulmates realized. And to be honest, I'd only urge you to read the real reason why everything happened and these soulmates get together. They can only tell you the real reason why. I'll just leave it to that.
Okay. And ma'am, like when we write something, basically from author's perspective, if I can say, then we choose some of the characters. Okay, this is the basic lead actor of this book, and he has to quite, and we can see a sort of shadow of our personal perspective or personal aura of ourselves in that character. Basically we relate a lot about with that character. So does you and your main character get along, like they are quite relatable to you, to your profile, or something like that?
Absolutely, definitely. I do get along with my lead character, and I feel that there are too many similarities that we connect in terms of perceptions, ideologies, and much more, like that you'll only get to read and know. So I just leave it to that. But yes, I definitely get along well with my main character.
So basically, anyone who is who wants to know much more about Sonal ma'am can read this book and just focus on the main character. You will get to know a lot about ma'am. I can say that. So
well, I'll just keep my fingers crossed.
Okay, so ma'am, like after the release of the book, like when you write the book, you yourself just get an idea, okay, this book is going to target these kind of audience, like some ideal audience. Okay, it's for youth, it's for people who are much mature, it's for the people who are looking for inspiration or something like that. So when it comes to this your upcoming book, The Real Reason Why, what's your book's ideal reader, like whom you want to target with this book?
Everyone. Readers that are hopeless romantics, readers who have lost hope in love, readers that are seeking some deep love inspiration, readers that are chasing anything but love, readers that are looking for anything in love in terms of spiritual light. Yeah, so anyone that is looking for
the real
love,
reason why in their life. Yeah,
the real reason why. True, yes.
Okay. And ma'am, basically, to be honest, I'm asking a lot of questions related to this book, but people are also going to love this episode because they will get to know a lot about the upcoming book of any author. So, what perspective or,
Definitely.
ma'am, sort of belief have you challenged with this work?
Mhm, mhm. I have actually written this to inspire love,
Hmm.
and this is where I'd say that, I mean, because a lot of relationships nowadays, when it comes to romantic relationships, for sure, they are forming on the basis of physical attraction and lust. So it's not love, it's not your emotions that you're looking at and like you're just expecting and giving the same thing, but not like a very deep connection, right? That is where the concept of casual relationships and flings come in, obviously. And while everyone has their own take on it, I really inspire to write about how love has a different experience than what people actually perceive it to be. And most of it is because I feel that people form a belief, they have certain assumptions that they are encouraged to just run away from it, or if not, they wouldn't just think about it. And everyone has their own experiences in life, so I cannot just say that this is how it is. Everyone has their own take. But I do believe that love is something that can actually change things, and I hope to inspire people to fall in love, give it a chance, and not just chase after lust and confuse it with like love or anything like that. So we're expecting the wrong things from wrong place and wrong people that way.
But in fact, it is, as of now, what I feel the main reason of why people are lonely. They want something else, but they are chasing something else. So that can be
exactly.
Yeah.
So this is where I'd say that it's a borrowed apprehension, and I just say that people are just looking at each other and confirming that this is how it is. Like this happened in a certain way with someone, and this is how it will be. So I feel like people should live their experiences, give their life a chance, give themselves a chance, and that is how they'll know their own story than getting influenced by anything else. Yes.
So my last question to you of this podcast would be, when can a reader read this book? Like when it will be available, when it is launching, any expected date if you can share with us?
Keep following me and you will know.
Okay. So that is interesting. In fact, and I basically I want to clear the audience that I'm not going to get the PDF. So I was just kidding there. And ma'am is not going to send me PDF. I also have to just wait for that day. So basically, don't get jealous of me at all. And okay, so that's all for today, guys. I hope you must have enjoyed this lovely conversation, and if you do, then do follow our podcast Reading the Author, available on all the leading podcast platforms. And don't forget to buy and read the book. आप जस्ट Amazon पे जाएं, अभी आप मैम की दोनों पुरानी बुक्स पढ़ सकते हैं, विनिंग योर डेमन्स एंड द योद्धा ऑफ ऑल टाइम्स. एंड डू फॉलो मैम. आप वहाँ पे जाके मैम से अपडेट ले सकते हैं कि व्हेन इट इज अबाउट टू रिलीज, एंड just control your feelings after listening to this podcast, क्योंकि मुझे खरीदनी है. Let it launch. After that, just share with your friends, family and everyone who you think should read this book. And thank you so much, ma'am, for coming once again on our episode. It was my honor to host you today.
For sure. It was lovely interacting with you, Gaurav. Thanks for
Thank you so
having me.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Pleasure.